So hello and welcome to Newbie Farm, episode 2 I guess. The changes I'd made in the previous video, I went back and looked at some of them, and although I agreed with those changes, there was other changes that needed to be made. The pig zone being moved was a definite thing that needed to be done. It gave that space up in the old pig zone for bales, which for me personally is going to be needed, because I'm planning on basically just playing this map and getting the maximum amount of cows I can physically maintain with every field on this map. I will have to buy the fields as I go along, but you didn't have enough room to turn around properly there. Anyway, I will have to buy those each field as and when I need them. I'm not cheating in any kind of way. In fact, I've made it more difficult this time around because there is a few more changes, and I can't see any more changes I want to make. So this could be the final episode as well. But the changes I have made, first off, to the vehicle starting equipment. You start off with the exact same stuff as before. I haven't bought anything in, even though I'm on like day 3. But the vehicles now cost, values have now been dropped. Their ages have been drastically increased. I did increase the maintenance, but because Seasons works off of this, my tractor wouldn't stop because it had over 1,000 hours on it. So yeah. Anyway, I just went around and just added, made them older vehicles. And I used to sell anything I didn't need, so I'd sell this, I would sell the combine header. I would tend to plough the fields and then I'd sell the plough, because I'd rather rent one in, seeing I'd only need it every 3 years. I would sell this as well, the cultivator. I would sell the seeder, and I would lease in a direct till, so I could seed and cultivate together. I would keep that. Oh, that's one thing I have, but you don't start off with this, the FS17 weight. I would sell this because I've got a self-propelled mower, and my dog decides to have a walk around as normal as soon as I press record. Been lying down for the last 2 hours. So anyway, I keep these. I sell this, and I have an auto loading baler. My first playthrough on with Seasons, I actually sold this and started leasing the square baler. Can be done, but I was always in debt when it came to the end of the season, and through the winter I'd kind of make some of the debt back, but I ended up falling so far into debt that I had to go and do forestry in the end. Because I made the mistake of returning the lease and rather than keeping it. And I keep these until I can afford the mixing station placeable, and then I sell this. But I used to sell these two as a definite, the combine and header, and that would cover my loan. And then I would buy in silage bales. I'd buy in 16 silage bales, which was like 30 grand. A lot of money, but I needed the silage bales. And or if I didn't buy the silage bales in, then I would basically just buy another field. But I don't need another field personally. That was my mistake the first time, buying another field. The mower is obviously a mod, and it's not in Bale technology, is it? It's in mowers. It's this. I will be upping that price because to me 3.5 is not enough. I don't like it too easy. You know, Newbie Farm wouldn't be Newbie Farm if I had the mentality of making things easier. So I'd probably up that to about 13, maybe 18. Just waiting on the AI to finish this field, and then he can start that one, and I will finish off fertilising this field, and it's all on fertilisation 3 on 8. This one's almost done. This one's almost, well, will be done. This has been done, and your new field has now been done because obviously the pigs are here. The PDA hasn't been updated, so, but the pigs are situated here, obviously. So, and obviously when I mow the grass, this will be seen as ploughed, same as the other the other grass meadow. Because of these two fields, I probably won't need to mow the cow pasture, which is always a bonus. And he's finished, which is just in time, because now he can go and start the next field, and I'm not bothered about the bits he's missed. I'm not super desperate on straw just yet. That will change obviously as the seasons pass and I start needing more straw, but I'm not at that stage yet. Didn't you want to go? Apparently I hadn't hired an AI. Okay, fair enough. But these are just all barley, because obviously barley's designed to be the best yield for straw. GPS mod, I don't use it. I do everything manually unless I hire the AI to do it. No courseplay, nothing like that. I was contemplating on learning how to do courseplay though. That would be something of its own. Never used it, never had any interest in it. Never got to the stage where I actually needed it, to be honest. FS11 didn't have courseplay. 13 was the first to introduce it, or at least I never saw it on 11. It could have been on 11, but because I wasn't looking for anything like that, it was not something I saw. But we don't want to miss that bit. But while we're waiting on the other guy on the AI to finish that, we will go and have a look at the changes. So you do start off with silage bales now, which we'll quickly just drive up and see. Everything that is moved to its new starting location. So you've got up here, you'll have the bale trailer and the forage wagon and the Zeta tractor with a front loader and everything. But I've used the bale trailer down at the farm, so that isn't up here at the moment. But your hay bales are in that shed, straw in the second shed or the first shed, and then over the back there is your silage bales. So you've got plenty of room for more silage bales up here, and because seasons doesn't affect hay bales being wrapped, you could wrap some hay bales for those who don't want to be realistic and throw hay bales around up here as well, so you don't have to worry about them. Or you could throw them in the pig pasture, the sheep pasture, if you haven't got any sheep. Or even if you have got sheep, you can do that because they'll just walk through them anyway, which is kind of funny. Or you could throw some more placeable sheds up there, and once you run out of space, and have more storage for bales, because those are the autosave. Those are the those are the only real bale sheds on it, unless you go to the pig zone, then you've got a bale shed there. But this was the big change because it took, turn that off, it took a while, because I brought the whole of this cow shed further towards the main farm. We moved the bale shed that was here, resculptured the terrain here so that you can get around the corner. And I know it's kind of tight, but it's not tight really. I mean, it's easy to get around. Just have to slow down, which doesn't help me because I don't actually slow down that much. But anyway, some of the fields that I'd missed that I pointed out in the previous video, the bedding gates are now on them, like the grass meadows in the hills, and the grass meadow in the hill 20. In fact, I could jump over there, couldn't I? Not that one. This one. So yeah, and 97k, you know. And this meadow would definitely give a nice yield on grass, so you could easily make a lot of money, a lot of bales from it. It's 3:15 in the morning here, so I'm extremely tired right now, and it hasn't been the best of days, so I won't get into that though. It's not something I want to talk about. But yeah, once I've done the PDA, then I would consider the map now finished. I know I keep saying that, but one of these days it will actually be finished. I was contemplating originally putting a fence along here, and then putting a gate in, but I don't want to do it. I contemplated on it and took a few days of thinking over, do I want to do that or not? Would it really be any beneficial thing towards it? And it's not really. I mean, all it's going to do is just make it harder to do a headland at the bottom of the field there, to stop the AI from running into the collidable hedge. You know, so no. And then it would have carried on all the way along here, and you'd have had another opening gate here, and then it had just carried on. And then it was like, well, what do I do when I get to the end? Does it just end and that's it, or do I take it round the corner, or do I just carry on straight up? And you know, so I was like, no, not going to do that. And this is, if you watch this, Moondog, it's flat here. Why can't you put a placeable here? What's wrong with this place? And you could, I'm pretty sure, get the compost master in here. It's definitely big enough. And even if it isn't the compost master you're trying to place, I'm sure you could get at least 2 big placeables there, depending on what they are. Maybe even more. You might be able to hear my washing machine going in the background, by the way. I apologise for that. But you have just because I'm going to do a video doesn't mean that everything that I'm doing has to stop. And so the fuel tank has been moved over to here, because obviously that's a little bit more tighter in there now. Not much tighter, but a little bit. And I think it definitely needed being made smaller up there, because it was too big and open. That was why in 15 I'd gone with all those storage sheds, with all the sheds, trying to make it more tight and cramp. And it's better than what it was. It's still not where I want it. I mean, I would rather it be a bit more tighter up there, but it's better than what it was, so we'll just leave it at that. Trees I haven't added anymore, so Kevin and my other tester, if they watch this, no more trees have been added, so you don't need to worry about that. In fact, I have contemplated on removing a few trees. And those trees would be some of the trees around some of the fields. When you could drive through these hedges, whereas I miss jumping up onto the top of the hedge, which we won't do now. When you could drive through these hedges, these trees was a pain in the ass because obviously they'd gain your way, but now you can't drive through the hedges. The trees don't really matter because you ain't going to hit the trees, are you? But they will become a problem if you're going to use a sprayer with long booms. Then you might want to consider cutting them down. But I tend to go with these pellet sprayers rather, because they're designed for more of this kind of farm where you can't really get the other equipment in, because the width of the fields doesn't really play well with them, and there's a lot of collidable things around that could damage them in real life anyway. So yeah, just basically a quick video, and I think that will realistically be all of it. Look, Moondog, another flat area. You don't have to own the field and work it. You could actually put a placeable on a field. There's plenty of flat areas, it's just you want to be picky. They just don't want to, you can't put them where you want to put them. But you'll have to either learn to make your own map or accept Newbie Farm for the way it is. Sorry, I'm not making anywhere flat. I don't like flat maps. They're boring. In fact, because they're flat, maps where they've got a lot of hills and that, they hide things, so it helps reduce the things that are being drawn. You can't see them. They're still drawn, but you can't see them, so when you look in that general direction you don't get so much of an FPS hit as you would if a hill wasn't there or something like that, or a mountain. So there's something for you to take into account, although on this map it doesn't really matter because all the trees anyway. But when it was hills and there wasn't any mountains there, and the map plays fine obviously, but in fact I can't bring this up, which is funny. Or am I pressing the wrong one? Yeah, I'm pressing the wrong one. It's F2. As you can see, 60 FPS, and I can look and I'll get 60 FPS, that's no problem. And there's no logs in the error, no errors in the log file. It shouldn't be anyway, the amount of testing this map's had. And for those who are waiting for it to be on FS UK, you'll have to head over to PCSG rather, because that's where the map was uploaded. I don't know if FS UK are trying to duplicate what ModHub have done and be a bit more fussy. I never had any problems with FS UK before, but the last time I uploaded a map, which was version 2, they pointed a few things out, and basically some of those things was intentional. So yeah, ModHub basically denied the map because I uploaded the PDA in the wrong spot. It should have been the second picture, and it was like the last picture. But I've seen maps up there without any PDA images whatsoever, but they've been allowed. So ModUp can kiss my ass as well. And because when FS19 comes out, eventually the mods on ModHub will become non-accessible anyway, so I'd rather upload it somewhere where I know that in years to come people can still download it if they choose to, including myself, because no doubt I will have to do so. In fact, if FS19 when the new DLC comes out, if I have to throw version 2 into the editor in order to make it compatible with the changes that the DLC might bring, I would have to download my own map just to be able to do that. Yeah, otherwise I'd have to release this as the FS17 edition and call it V3. And for those who are wondering, I probably will release this version on FS17 when FS19 is due for release. So it'd be within the last week or two of before FS19 is released. I'd probably release this version. Why does that happen sometimes? Seriously, nothing's gone past me, and yet, unless it's my joypad. Anyway, within the last 1 or 2 weeks of FS17, I will probably release what would have been the final version of the FS19 build of this map. And then when FS19 comes out, obviously, if they haven't made changes where it's almost impossible to port your maps over to 19, then I'll port that exact version that was uploaded over to 19. But I think, other than the PDA, I'm going to leave this map as it is now, because there's nothing else I want to do to it. I know there's things I could do to it, but I'm not going to, because I like it the way it is, and then take a week off. And I know some of the people from the Monkey Show will be thinking that will be like a day at most, but I need to take time off. I need to take time off from a few things, actually, and sort some other things out, and then maybe after a week, when I've cleared my mind and got everything done I needed to get done, I can open Bjorn Home up and begin working on that map and getting that finished before FS19 comes out, because I want that one released for 417. Like I said in the stream, I think it was, for the Monkey Show, I didn't really get to play FS15 because I was too busy working on my own map, and I couldn't get into 15 anyway, and I missed out on Bjorn Home. So yeah, it'll be nice to play it and enjoy it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and don't expect an episode 3. If there is an episode 3, then clearly I didn't take my own advice and stay out of the editor. Unless the episode isn't about modifications to the map, which there wouldn't be a reason for an episode 3 unless it was to announce that it'd been uploaded elsewhere. Or that it'd been uploaded, rather. So don't look forward to episode 3, because there shouldn't be one, and if there is one, then I need to remove the editor from my computer for a while. But take care, and don't forget to watch the live stream tomorrow and Sunday. It's Euro Truck, I should imagine, tomorrow, unless it's ATS. I don't know, I haven't spoke to the guys on that, and I won't be there for that. Not sure if I'll be there for the farming one on Sunday either. Like I said, I need to take a rest from some things and get away from other things for a bit, and okay, thought my washing machine was playing up then. And one thing I need to do is stop these late nights, because I think they're catching up now. Anyway, be sure to check those out on Bipolar Profits channel, and Moondog and Farmer Dad will also do streams on them, as well as a few other of the guys who will be there. Stu B. I think that's all of them off the top of my head. Kevin the Blue Bear as well. But I think that's all of them that will do live streams that I know of. There might be a few others that also do it, but anyway, be sure to check their channels out. All of the links are in my channel, to their channels, and subscribe to them, because you know that they put their own stuff out, and they're definitely worth watching. But until next time, take care, and I will see you all later. Bye.